All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. A little busy today, so I think I'm only gonna have time to cover two. We'll for sure look at RR and we'll look at Wolf. That'll be the 1-2 for today. If I've got time, maybe I'll throw in a third one. But look, at the bare minimum, even before I get into these two, the markets are in look at this candle. I always say a normal NASDAQ day should be about 0.2, 0.3. We almost had a full percent. Not only that, we gapped up and continued. What an amazing all-time highs candle on NASDAQ. What are we looking at with the S&P 500? Not as strong a candle necessarily, but look, you gotta love the gap up. It's still bigger than a normal day. It's definitely an all-time high candle, right? And then as you look into the Dow Jones right there, oddly not as good as the other two. And I think with that, the important thing is really twofold. Number one, NASDAQ does look like the best, and I think it's going to be well worth focusing on tech. I think Dow Jones is pulling back S&P 500 just a little bit, but hey, all of them are over all the moving averages right now. Not really too sure why this one's lagging. Maybe it's waiting for the FOMC to actually happen, do the rate thing, and see how that impacts everything. But yeah, not too sure why Dow Jones is lagging. Again, you know me, I love tech, so I love seeing this candle. All right, RSI is not too crazy. MACD still looks good. When you're at the weekly, it's a little high at 84, but I mean, you know, all I'm starting to see is us just start to ride that 8 pretty well, right? So yeah, I'm really liking tech, and we're obviously looking at some tech stocks right now, right? So as you look at RR, this is what we've been waiting for. This 303 line has been such a pain. I talked about it on the video. I think the last video was on this day. It was on Thursday the 11th, I think. Nonetheless, crazy line right here. All right, so it is all about this line. It now does seem like we've confirmed. I'm actually seeing this thing continue a little bit after hours. Again, you know I don't care about after hours much, but I'm happy to not see a drop. That's an easy thing, right? So what are we looking for next? Look, my next line's up there. I'll give you my downside and low side, but hey, yeah, there's so much I want to talk about on this one. All right, the next one we'll talk about is Wolf, and this is a nice few days. All right, first attempt at the 100 really wasn't good enough. Second one clearly was, right? We were all over this one on the Discord. I'll show the thoughts, but yeah, like just zooming out. Look at this thing. It's been really, even that didn't confirm. I mean, this is arguably the best attack on the 100 moving average on the daily since we basically lost it back here in 2022. We've done so bad with that 100. All of a sudden, it looks like we've taken it and are ready for more. A little high on the daily for sure. We were having some back and forth on the weekly. My phone shows the RSI on Wolf's weekly a lot lower than this system does. I don't really know why. I don't really know the math behind these lines, but it's just something I'm throwing out. But again, we're looking at a very strong NASDAQ. We're looking at an all-time high NASDAQ. So really the goal is let's find some tech stocks that are ready to go, right? Again, there are so many I want to talk about. IonQ actually continued pretty nicely, and we talked about that one. QBTS, I think, yeah, this one's not too bad right here. Let's see if it can actually break over that golden line. Hey, Gevo is one that caught my eye. I thought it was going to close a little higher over this line, but Gevo is actually setting up pretty nicely. I'm telling you, if you look in the tech ocean and try to find yourself one, if you haven't yet, all right? So before we do go any further, though, and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal, there's another one up here, horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I'm so grateful for it. All right, so let's get into it. Look, I was actually saying RR was my top holding for the last couple of days. This is the day that I was actually looking for. So lovely to see, and really, it feels like there could actually still be more. All right, so before we talk about what tomorrow's going to bring, let's take a real good minute to talk about this 303 line. All right, so zooming back, zooming back, zooming back. Look, the stock started right here. Once we lost 303, we've had absolutely nothing except for this little single moment right here, right? I'm going to zoom into it real quick just to go over it one more time. If you saw this already, I do apologize. But look, 303 line. Good candle over it, no confirmations. Great candle over it, no confirmations. Not a bad one, none of those confirm. Fail, fail, and then from there, we never touch it again, right? The entirety of 2025 was all about failing 303, except for the last 3 days, right? And like I said, just before that, we've never done anything remotely anywhere with this 303 line, right? So this was the pain. This was what we needed to break, right? We had an even, I talked about this on the last video, we had an even better 32% candle and a smaller wick than that one right there, right? Like that was a really, really good, easily to say better candle. Couldn't even confirm it, right? So there was nothing that was going to be easy about it, but we loved Thursday's candle. Look, I never say go back and watch my old videos. I'm not trying to pimp my videos, but 6:15, I'm gonna bookmark the last video. I was in love with this candle for so many reasons. The easiest one was actually the fact that it was higher than the biggest candle to the left, right? We physically closed above this candle, and I love that so much. From there, Friday's doji, you know me, I'm a line guy, right? We're here talking about over the line, under the line, break a line, right? The doji is the only candle shape that I truly care about. I don't talk about wedges. I don't even use head and shoulders, let alone talk about head and shoulders or cup and handle, and cup and handle is for my coffee in the morning. You know what I mean? Like the doji candle is crazy uncertainty, right? Look in the box over there. In a full 7-hour day, it was not a holiday on Friday. In a full 7 hours, we open and close a penny different. Talk about uncertainty. A lot of people thought it was going to fly. Some people thought it should go back under the candle. They decided, let's just wait till Monday. Lo and behold, Monday said, here you go, right? So really, all of this is a nice technical setup. Hopefully you did catch this if you watched that Thursday video. We were ready for it. And like I said, I made this my biggest position because, yeah, I was ready for it as I looked at the all-time high candles on NASDAQ, right? So what are we looking for tomorrow? Look, I think I at least want to start with saying if this is going to go down, just don't go any lower than 365. I am incredibly, incredibly bullish even as low as 365. Again, I see after hours going up a little bit. That's nice to see, but it's by no means reassuring. There is a very real chance, and I basically clicked at the exact same spot. 365 could happen tomorrow, okay? If it does, again, like I said, I'm still wildly bullish that low. If we start to go below that, yeah, you know I'm going to get a little annoyed, maybe concerned. Where's this right there? 350. We'll keep that 350 in your back pocket. Hopefully it never goes below 350. That'll be the 365 line below it, all right? What we're basically looking for at this point is coming to $4.70. That's basically another dollar from where we're at. Rough math, that's another 33%, right? You're adding a dollar when you only have 3 of them. That's a third right there, right? If you, and again, I said this on that video that I just bookmarked at the 6:15 mark. One thing I really, really wanted, it was, where did I get my, I remember saying I needed this doji candle to be 360. I really can't see where I got 360 from because that was I don't know. But whatever. Either way, I wanted to say something about 360. There was nothing I could say. So yeah, like I said, we're basically looking for 470 right now. Why? Absolutely, absolutely nothing. Green, 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 red, red, red. Absolutely, absolutely nothing, right? So there's a lot of green, green, green that can take us up there. Maybe it's worth keeping in your back pocket 503. You can see that's basically the opening of this kind of big green candle right there. I went with the 50% candle line, and that's where wait, that doesn't make sense. 503 was the wrong number. It was 430. My apologies. Keep 430 in your back pocket, but personally, I think it's going to go to 470. That's my working guess right there. So, Yeah, don't lose 365. If you lose 365, do not lose 350. That's going to be our oh no no line. Because, yeah, if you lose 350, look, the one thing that's still in the air is a true second confirmation. All right, this good candle, doji, great candle. To some people, that's enough to call it confirmation. Me personally, I like the back to back, right? As much as I was ready for this technical pop, that's all it actually was right now. We need a confirmation, right? Maybe that will be the confirmation. That 430? No, I even think we can call it 415 because I don't want to ask for too much. Look, around 415, 430, I think it's gonna for sure be confirmation, is what I would easily say. Maybe 415ish is a decent confirmation number, but yeah, I actually wouldn't even be surprised if we go there tomorrow. Because look, RSI is still only a 72. We still got room to go to 50. That was a nice volume day. That is actually still arguably somewhat sustainable. It's not really a crazy pop like that. You know what I mean? That was a crazy pop for sure. That's actually still, like I said, that's boom. First candle, second candle, third candle on the volume. Those three right there actually make a pretty nice steady 45 right there, right? As I look at the weekly, I gotta say I love the weekly, right? MACD is now in the positive. RSI is actually still a very healthy 74. This thing can still go to 80. And we've already seen this thing hit a 90 on the RSI not that long ago, and in this year actually. So the weekly looks good, the daily looks good, and again, don't forget there was some actual real news on these two candles. This day right here was about partnering with a national either supermarket or store. They were vague with it, and you know I like vague because that's just rumors, baby, rumors, right? This candle right here, the bigger one, the nicer volume one, this was a partnership that they're doing with NVIDIA Robotics for some conference in October, right? So there were some actual news headlines that brought the volume. The volume didn't hold, but the technicals did. And that's what we're here for, right? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Even if you disagree, let's come into Wolf. And I will be honest, as I keep looking at this ticker, I just keep saying to myself the song, Hungry Like the Wolf. Hopefully YouTube doesn't get me mad with music copyrights there. But Wolf looks hungry. It was a very, very important Thursday candle. Man, I got to go to the Discord actually because we talked about Wolf a lot on the Discord. Mr. Onion definitely called it out. So let's come to this one. Dun, 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 dun. Give me a sec. No, it wasn't that one. Right here. So we were ready on the 11th right here. All right. We talked about hope you bought because it was ready to go. And again, you know, we're never here to talk about what you should do with your buy and sell, right? But we talked about Wolf a lot. And I mean, I was just going through different examples and this and that. And this is where the Wolf thing that I'm about to talk about is right now. It was so important that that happened right there. This was the point of I think it's ready to take off for a couple different reasons, all right? The first one, and I said it in the opening thoughts, let's look at it one more time just in case you fast forwarded. This blue line is pretty much invincible for the entirety of this 2022, and let's just call it from 2023 all the way to basically the right now of 2025. All I see is more blue than anything above the blue, and all of those don't look good. All of those don't look good. That's just a small little nothing. And then literally since, at the bare minimum, since the middle of 2024, we've been completely under the blue line, right? That's not even debatable. We've only wicked it, and actually only once we've wicked it since the middle of 2024. That was a really, really hard moving average for this stock, all right? What then started to happen was a little bit better of an attack right here, but clearly nothing after. And then this immediate back to back again. Since like none of these were anything remotely good, right? There wasn't even a moment like this one where it actually got over it, but then it failed under it, right? So even this one, as nice as it was, it opened very close to it, right? Look in the box over there. The 100 was at 336. It opens at 330. It was so close, but it doesn't even get over, right? This one opens above it, but then closes under it and then fails. but then we bounced to this. And again, that's the screenshot I had circled right here, right? Oops, wrong button. Come on. What am I supposed to click? This one. There we go. We like this for a number of different reasons. First, look in the box over there. The high of the day was the close of the day. There isn't even a remote wick up there. Again, to the penny, high of the day was 188. Green line at the top was the 188 we closed at, right? In the box over there. I moved the mouse like a dummy. So we like that. It means two things. Number one, people kept buying and buying and buying and buying, and the market had to send them away. Number two, at the bare minimum, it obviously closes over the 100, but I liked it that it didn't wick, because there wasn't even a single person that was like, you know what? This is actually the first close over that 100. Maybe I should wait to see if it's going to confirm later. Everyone was like, no, this one's it. Let's go, right? From there, look at the volumes, right? Look at the volumes. What's generally been a pump of green and then dump, a pump of green and dump, even this is a pump and dump. We've now started to get steady. This was a pump and dump too, right? Not these, not those, right? Like that, things are starting to get a little different, and it really is a lot of it getting over this 100 moving average, all right? Where are we now? Look, we're basically living right here. Bump, bump. Actually, almost to the penny, right? It's a phrase you hear me say it all the time. The gap fill border, the border line between down here and up here, the border, the physical border, like a country border between the gap fill from down to up is a very hard line. Sometimes it's a harder line than it looks like it should be, but it makes a lot of sense to me that this thing did slow us down right now. Really, that's what's the actual line? 306. We got to get over 306. I'll put it at 308. That's not bad. If you're not in this right now, 308 is an interesting entry point for sure, because really the next point up is 390, right? You're basically adding 30% right there, right? Every 30 cents is 10%. You're adding actually a penny more than 90 cents. So it is a 30% move if it gets over that line and it heads to the next moving average up here, up there, right? And it actually doesn't even look like the moving average is like coming down quickly. So it kind of looks like it's probably going to live around here for the next week. So there's actually time, right? And again, obviously, like I said, it's a gap fill. If we break this line, green, 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 red, 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 should make it a very fast green, green, green all the way up here. Arguably, it might even come as high as 420, 421 is actually where I'm clicking right now, right? So I think those are going to be the next lines up. It's basically, oh, my kitty's vomiting again. Oh, my little guy, you okay? We're getting cat grass right now. I'm sorry, buddy. It'll be 390 and 420, maybe 440. You can tell I'm a little distracted right now, so I got to go take care of my kitty. I think the important thing to say is don't go below 270. All right, don't go below 270. If you go below 270, let's not lose 245. I was just clicking at 235, but I don't like that. I think 250 is probably the lowest I'm really willing to let this go, 245, something like that. All right, break 308 and this thing will do well. One more time, the weekly on this looks a lot higher than on my Webull. I can't tell which is right, all right? I really am not smart enough to know the math behind this stuff, but even if this one's right, a 69 is still a relatively low number, and we can easily push into the nice 70s. And on this chart makes me think that there might be a reason to say we might push into the 4s like we talked about. This was a little bit higher. This was a lot closer to 5, but for now I'm thinking 4s, right? So I like this weekly as long as nothing happens to the daily. I got to go take care of my kitty. Yo, I appreciate you all so much.